gonna explain my assignment about the computer simulation, and I have some questions and I will answer them. So my first question is, what is randomness? So randomness is a basic resources and appears everywhere, like fundamental for like PCs to simulate different physical, chemical, and biological phenomena that are normally irregular. Randomness is necessary for a cryptography and a few algorithm design procedures, for example, examining and properly testing. So even though effective deterministic calculations are unknown for many problems straightforward, reach and quick, randomized calculation are known. We need to know whether this randomized calculation can be randomized without losing the productivity. For instance, while tossing two dice, the result of a specific roll is unpredictable. However, a sum of 7 will happen twice as frequently as 4. So right now randomness is a proportion of vulnerability as a result. We can stimulate events using randomness like picking names out of bowl, right? So it's a lack of pattern or predictability in events. Random sequence of event does not have a uniform pattern and does not follow any order, steps or symbols. So you can say that it cannot be defined with any mathematical expressions. So how utilizing randomness differs between simulations and games. So we can simulate occasions including irregularity, like choosing names from a cup utilizing tables of arbitrary digits. So table of arbitrary digits can be utilized to mimic a variety of true simulations. Suppose we have some 7 or 8 numbers with 5 or 4 digits, and I have created two different lines from them, and every digit is similarly liable to be any of the 1010 digits, like 001 through 999. So the digits are autonomous of one another, and thinking around one piece of a table doesn't part with data on another part. So games are intended to emulate one experience, and as a rule that copying requires a level of output randomness. So in any case I would say that this output randomness need to be in some control of a player to dismiss. So let each random digit represent free row. Okay, so we could let a digit less than 7 free row, then the probability should be 7 by 10, so 70%. If the digit is greater than 7, then the probability should be like to miss one throw. So how many digits are applicable, it's depend upon the sample size. So what is the role of time in entering events and simulation, and what does the addition of randomness to events mean for a whole simulation process? So event simulation is the way towards systemizing the behavior of the unpredictable framework as an order sequence of all around characteristic events. So every event happens at the specific moment in time and denotes a difference in the state of the framework. So this is essentially used to monitor and predict the conduct of investigations like financial exchange. So in most practical event simulation, the creation and timing of the events is stochastic. To have this, we should have the option to produce random variables that are drawn from an assortment of the appropriations. So event in a time series can be experienced as sequentially or simultaneously. So in a simulation, we manage two ideas of time. Simulation time, which has the time on recreation clock, the virtual time or sensible time in the simulator world. Another is a runtime that measures the processor time expanded. We require runtimes sophisticatedly little to get an outcome inside the accessibles. So event time, the simulation time is progressively significant as far as the outcome and how the reproduction is sorted out. What is occasion time? So occasion time is when the occasion happens in the simulation time. So strategies for changing the time on rearrangement clock. So fixed time increases, it means time cutting. So variable time increases, that is event scan. How will randomness will be defined and what values could be generated, right? So right now I have a one project I'm right now working on, that is COVID simulator. I'm simulating the number of people affected, how they are affected, like how the strict quarantine will help them to recover, then how many people who are recovered and after they're sick again. This kind of simulator I'm creating right now, and I want to find out that how this randomness is defined in this. So the event happening in COVID is all random, right? Like the spread of virus was 2% in the starting month and the next month is increased by 10%, and it is unpredictable what will be spread right in the next month. So it is also random about the affected people's location, like in New York. Like you can say that the all total affected people, from all total affected people, 50% of the populations were in the New York only, and you can also say other states only have 2% of all. So even recovery rate is also random. Is China recovered too fast while other countries took time and the rate is also slow. So after strict quarantine period, how the virus is spreading is also random. So recovered people can also sick again, as I said, and but that is not fixed. That we can say that that count is random. But if we keep counting and try to put the values in the graph, maybe it will show some pattern, not the exact, but some predictability. Thank you.